Hey. So I need to do a few riffs here, like just waste a little bit of time while you do the backstage stuff, right?
She's a
That's
time
the way it
waster.
works. Yeah. Hey,
Right?
everybody. I don't know
Is
the name.
well, we're streaming in a couple places. I just got to move it a little bit here.
Okay.
But
Sounds good. Yeah.
what did your weekend consist of? Because I feel like we really got to Monday very quickly.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, yesterday I did an in-home jewelry party and
How
it
was
was
it?
fantastic. Everybody was so excited to be together and they loved seeing the stuff and yeah, it was great. The new
Tell me,
line is
share with me what you said to that host to get her to do the in-home party. Yeah, that's
I was just
interesting.
like truly because we do get attached to people too and I was like missing her, so um yeah, they're just ready again to be
I
in
agree
human
with that.
form, to share the energy and all that. But then Thursday night I did a Zoom party. So I just had a bunch of people on Zoom and that was really successful too. So I just think, any way that you can get the people together to show the jewelry, they're really liking that a lot. Hey, Kayla. So seeing some people in the comments, they're
Are they starting
joining
to pop
us.
in? Excellent.
Hello. Hello. Doing our behind the scenes stuff to make sure everybody is getting to listen to me.
You see the new header for the Grace and Grit Studio group?
I don't think I did yet. Is it
I put
beautiful?
it up today. I worked on it today. Very light.
Oh, yeah.
I made it light and airy for, a little bit more summary with the new line, the fall line. And then I'm going to change the header on the page too. I just like the idea of doing that.
Oh,
Everyone.
very fun. I love it.
All right. We
Love it.
are live on the Grace and Grit Studio page. I am going to quickly check the Grace and Grit Studio group just to make sure we are live there. We are. So it is time to do our Monday evening call. Welcome to everybody. If you have hopped on, please let us know you are here by dropping a comment in the comments saying hello, letting us know what stylist invited you, and letting us know where you are watching from. Somehow it's Monday night again. I have no idea how quickly this happens. But I have the pleasure on Monday nights of interviewing our executive company vice president, Mary Grace Lewandowski. And we are able to answer some questions that newbies have regarding our opportunity, one of the best opportunities, if not the best in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So, absolutely cool. Hey, Kay, how are you? Hi, Kayla. Hi, Stormy. I'm so glad you're watching from Minnesota. Thank you for dropping a comment. So we're live on the Grace and Grit Studio business page, which is on Facebook. We're also live on the Grace and Grit Studio group. You may be
Hmm.
seeing this in one of the VIP groups from our many wonderful stylists, or you could be watching this on YouTube. So there's several places you can catch us on a Monday night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I am going to go ahead and ask Mary Grace 4 super simple questions that most people have. It's the first 4 things kind of that pop into people's heads. She is going to go ahead and answer them. And all we ask that you do is to listen with an open ear and an open heart, because this may be an opportunity that is absolutely perfect for you and your family, or it could be an opportunity that's absolutely perfect for somebody you know. And we love
And
referrals.
regardless, it is a perfect opportunity to win free jewelry because everybody who listens to the end fills out the Google form that we put up later. You will get the opportunity to win jewelry, whether you decide this is for you or not. So share
Okay.
away, though. What
And
would you like to ask me?
you don't even know, do you? And how cool is that to, I mean, who doesn't like free jewelry? Come on now. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't like free jewelry? So, first question I have is the first question everyone has, and I love how you answer this because I think you make it very, very simple because it's a complex question. People have blown it out of proportion.
Yes.
Okay. Why direct sales?
Yeah, like there might be people listening here that never even knew that what we do is called direct sales. And you know what scares me to death? It scares me to death that if I had heard someone call this direct sales, I might not have joined because
Right.
I might have the wrong idea of it. So I just really like to get out there and very real. As you know, I say things how they are. And no, it's not one of those pyramid schemes. It's not one of those things where you try to sign your friends up and you make money from them doing certain things. No, no, direct sales means direct to consumer. And it's actually a very popular way to shop these days because the online thing is wonderful, which 78% of our reps do strictly online.
Hmm.
But you still want like that human component, like you still want to know. Like I was trying to do a return to Banana Republic the other day and it just times out. You don't even know like what do I do now? Who do I go to? And wouldn't it be
Right.
great if you had a direct sales rep that could help you with that, right? So it just means direct to consumer. It's just a way for us to be a liaison between the company and the customer. And we happen to represent a certain company and a certain product. One of my favorite things to get across to people about direct sales is it's running your own business with none of the overhead and none of the fear, none of the risk, right? There is absolutely no risk. You're going to come out ahead no matter what, at least with this company, you are for sure. Um, and a favorite story that I share is from David Bach, who wrote The Automatic Millionaire. And I was very drawn to this. I had listened to it on an audio tape. That's how long ago. But he was talking about how he had figured out a plan where if people would invest $500 to $700 a month, it was actually less than that at that time, but I'm upping it a little for true day inflation. Um, if people invested $500 to $700 a month, how in truly a very short time, due to the power of exponential growth in interest rates and all that, people with normal everyday people could become millionaires and what that would do for their life. He was so psyched to share this simple plan with people, and he said he got so discouraged by the end of the first week or whatever because he realized, wow, there's a bigger thing we have to address here. And that's that he said there wasn't a single person or couple that came to him to hear this plan that basically didn't laugh at the idea of having an extra $500 to $700 a month.
I
And he
believe
said
that.
he'd never really realized how many people were living not paycheck to paycheck, but truly beyond paycheck to paycheck. And when I was, you probably were. You had to keep credit card debt, or you had loans out or whatever. You were
Yeah.
always like running to catch up. And if they had an extra $500 to $700 a month, that they weren't going to invest it, they were going to pay off some of that debt or put it in an emergency fund, or maybe it would seem irresponsible, but sneak in a vacation or something, right? So
Yeah.
he said then he really thought it was important to find a way for people to make extra income in ways that wouldn't like have huge obstacles or objections that would totally change the way they were living their lives. And he said that's when he discovered direct sales. He said it doesn't involve someone going to work full time who wasn't working full time. Doesn't involve changing companies, changing hours. It doesn't involve working when someone else tells you to work. It's all of the opposite. You work it when you want to work around your schedule. In today's world, how you want to work it, whether you want to work it online, in person, whatever, like there's so many opportunities. And it has really enhanced, changed for the better, caused my family to have a life that truly we just never thought that was going to be our type of life. And it's all because I had the courage to listen to what some people are listening to right now and to say, why not? Why not give it a try? It's not for everybody, but why not give it a try? But I'm getting ahead of myself.
No, well, no, actually, but you're really not, because when you talk about David Bach and you talk about the fact that direct sales was his answer, it is. You now you have the answer you have the solution. Now you have to take that next step. I mean,
Yes.
that's what it's about. We can read and read and read about self-help, but if we don't take that next step,
Yeah.
where does that knowledge go, you know? By the way, I love your blouse today. You look adorable.
Oh,
Okay.
thank
Sorry.
you.
Okay, so now that we know what direct sales is and we know how powerful it can be, how does jewelry fit into that?
Well, this again, I love to talk to from a personal point of view because my first foray into direct sales, I went to a party. I liked the product. It was candles. I thought it was so cool. I asked the girl about the job. I joined the company.
Yep.
I had a great career there for 12 years, but I had never investigated anything else. And when I started to have some doubts about the company I was with, I had heard that Park Lane would bring people in at levels that were commensurate with their experience, which, having come out of a business world prior to that, made perfect sense to me. Like, why would I start all over? In fact, I think that's the reason a lot of people don't do something else, is they feel like they have to start all over if they've been in direct sales. At any
Mhm.
rate, I digress. But I'm literally one of the people that in the world would go, who would ever sell jewelry? I love selling a consumable product. I love candles because people use them up and they need more. Well, we also had to save up for summer because you can only sell so much citronella, right? But anyway, that's when I learned about jewelry. And my favorite way to tell about the power of jewelry is just sharing our origin story, because
Mhm.
the Levine family started this company in 1955, and they were so smart. They laugh when they tell the story because they thought they were going to do a home product or something. And I don't know which one of the couples, Shirley or Arthur, said, you know what, let's get some feedback. So they hired not just one, but three separate consulting companies. And they said to all three of these consultants, none of whom knew the others had been hired, which I think is kind of important to the story. They said to each of them, go out into the world, do your homework, come back and tell us your top three product recommendations, and be ready to defend your answers. Tell us why. You know,
Right.
they honestly were gobsmacked. They were not expecting jewelry, but all three of them came back with jewelry by far is number one. All of the other choices varied a little bit, but number one across the board. And Levines are smart. They weren't just stuck in what their ways, and they just said, okay, tell us more. Now, all of these things I'm about to say, I have experienced and benefited from. So
Right.
I feel very passionate about them from someone that used to say who would sell jewelry. First of all, the consumable thing. Fashion is considered consumable. It changes with the trends, with the outfits, with the seasons, everything. Okay. It's really, really in. So that, was my first thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, of course. People are changing it up all the time. It doesn't have a down season. It's consistent all across all of the seasons because people are always accessorizing. It withstands the test of time. I mean, you look at the oldest movie you can possibly find, and someone has accessories on, right?
Yeah,
All the way up until
sure.
projections and forecasts are showing now that it's supposed to go up, up, up. I want to say like 10 times in the next 10 years, something like that. And one of the number one gifts in the world, Janine, candy, flowers, and
Jewelry.
jewelry, which is the only one that withstands the test of time.
Jewelry.
Jewelry, okay, has an emotional connection.
Mhm.
It's got a market that spans from newborn babies all the way up to people that are near the end of their lives and anything in between.
Mhm.
So it's got the market and the longevity and all are there. Now, from the standpoint of somebody who represents the product, do you know how cool it is, you guys out there? Do you know how cool it is that people wear our product? Do you know what that means to us? What that means to us is that they're getting compliments, they're getting conversations started, they're getting people asking them where they got it. They wear it, so do I, but it just makes for a really easy transition into, oh, let me recommend my friend Mary Grace, or me to say, oh my gosh, that makes me so happy. This is what I do. I'm in this business. I'd love to show you more. So
Yeah.
that's a biggie. I used to take, I don't remember how long, but I'd have to go at
Oh,
least an extra 40
I know
minutes
where you're
early.
going with this.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
At least let extra 40 minutes early to every show I did and be able to lug everything in. And we had to have this whole extra garage at my house for all of the stuff I had. With our
Yep.
jewelry, I don't have it right here, but we carried in a tote bag the
Bag.
size of a purse should we decide to go out with our jewelry rather than just show it on camera and stuff, and shows it beautifully on camera. I don't know how you would show a candle on camera without burning yourself, but it's just it's perfect. It's absolutely the perfect place to be, is in jewelry. I eat all my words that I used to say that were negative.
I've eaten all my words too. I want
Yeah.
to say, we talked a couple weeks ago. It might have actually just been last week, but my days are running each other. But in a leader meeting, we talked about this being the best kept secret, Park Lane.
Oh,
And it really is, because we all came from other companies where you did not talk about Park Lane because didn't have it within the industry. We have a great reputation, but within those specific companies, we didn't, because
well, I
everybody
learned some really, I mean, this is like underground information almost, but there
underground.
was a president of another company that told me, we don't let anyone hear about Park Lane because the only way we have to keep people away from them is to make sure they don't even ever hear about them. So they
That's
would do the opposite, to make sure that we didn't go anywhere near
because it was
because
a
they
threat
knew
to
they
them.
couldn't do what we do. Right.
Again, best kept secret. I mean, it was a threat to them. I just want to do a shout out to Joyce, Luann, Peggy, Melinda, Cheryl, Kayla. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Okay, so now that we know what direct sales is
Yeah.
and we know where jewelry fits into that, how does Park Lane fit into that? Why Park Lane?
Yeah, well, at first let's like attack the jewelry aspect of it because there are other direct sales jewelry companies. In fact, we have quite a few here at Park Lane that used to work for other direct sales jewelry companies that either aren't in business anymore or they found out about us that it wasn't a secret anymore. But the reason that there are several reasons that Park Lane is a first choice of so many, including me. And I literally did have another choice. I was faced with literally two job offers in the same week when I was leaving the candle company. And the other one was another jewelry company. And the reason that I chose Park Lane, first of all, was because we had the richest programs. And I thought, whatever I do, whether I'm working for corporate or whether I'm working in the field, I want to be able to honestly, with like total candidness, be able to say that I'm sharing the best. So that was one, and we will come back to the programs. But even just the jewelry itself, I noticed that every other jewelry company had kind of like a niche market.
Right.
So, or is it niche? I never know. I got to look this up.
I say niche, but I think it's niche. It's,
You say
potato.
niche, I say niche. Yeah.
That's
But they had a niche market. So, like, maybe they were just Swarovski crystals or just pearls or just silver or just charms or just a certain style, like boutique style, a little bit more trendy. We run the gamut. We have something, minimalist, maximalist, everything in between and any kind of trend that you could
yeah.
desire. And
Yeah.
my customers have actually said that to me. Mary Grace, I love no matter who I invite, there's something for everyone. So that's huge. Now,
Yes.
the programs. All right, first of all, I already mentioned we've been around since 1955. That is super powerful. It might go over a lot of people's head, but we're family owned. So we don't have like a big board of directors or anything to pay. Um, what they have promised to do since 1955 is they only take 2% off the top as far as for profits for the company and stuff, and the rest goes all the way back into us, back into the field. So where the most popular, I think the most generous direct sales company gives about maybe 38% back to their field. Park Lane's in the 70s. So, and we do that by having the most generous customer sale,
Yeah.
which is buy two for regular, get four for half. Obviously, we teach you these things should you decide to join us, but people go nuts over that sale.
Oh yeah.
We love it because remember when I said a little bit ago that they wear our product? Well, that's kind of ensuring that they're wearing 6 to 8 pieces because they want to take advantage of the sale,
Right.
right? It also raises the minimum order because their best deal is at like $100. So our
Mhm.
average order is easily $100. All of this is super cool things. In my last company, I used to sell a lot of $6.95
Oh,
tea lights, and they were getting a box of tea lights, and this, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. This is so wonderful. Then we have the hostess program, which rewards the people that bring their friends and family to us on a silver platter, so to speak. But when they recommend us to others, and other people get on a Zoom or get in a room together with this person that brought us together or get on a Facebook show, then we reward them and we reward them in free jewelry. And we reward them not based on how much their friends spend, which now I'm finding almost a little tacky, because truly
I
I was a
agree with
I
that.
was a teacher, and the rep would always seem so disappointed because we didn't spend much. With Park Lane, it doesn't matter. Somebody can buy the least expensive little pair of earrings or whatever in our book, and the hostess is going to get $20 free, $40 free per order when they get to 10 orders. So it's very generous and it's based on order, and it doesn't put people in uncomfortable situations as far as spending money, which I think is remarkable.
Fantastic.
Um, and then of course what most people care about if you're looking at a side gig is money. Let's face it. If you're going to put your time into something, you want the biggest return. And we're the highest paid. We're the highest paid reps in the direct sales industry. We forced other companies to raise their minimums many, many years ago because they were trying to keep up with us. So our lead, like someone who has absolutely no experience and comes in and they're going to do Park Lane, they're going to start at a 30%, with an ability to go up to 50% in a very short time. And that's just on their sales. In
Yep.
addition to that, the weekly bonuses, monthly bonuses, quarterly bonuses. We have a car program. We have 2 trips a year. We have where people can earn up to $1,000 in free jewelry every month and do. We have where people that buy for themselves get paid on their sales. That is super unusual. Usually that's a direct to company profit center. But with us, if I place an order, I get my 50% in the mail that week, you know? So it's all super cool, super wonderful things. And one of the biggest things, I even put it in our subject line this week, is we have no minimums. So there are no quotas. And they feel very strongly about this because they want us to run our own businesses. And they're like, if
Yes.
someone else is telling you what you have to do and when you have to do it, is that
Yes.
really running your own business? So we get to decide when we work, how we work, if we work. Yeah, if we work more, right?
It's powerful. I think it's powerful. And I think that I was thinking this week about our commission structure.
Yeah.
And I was thinking how easy it would be if you worked a full-time job and you just literally every day at lunch talked to a different person about Park Lane and shared our sale. And they ran the sale. They bought 2 low-priced items and they bought 3 or 4 pieces at half off. That order would be at least $100,
Yeah.
okay, in net sales, which means that that person would make $30. And if they did that 5 days a week with
Hmm.
one person, that would
Yeah.
be an extra $600 a month
Yeah.
in
Now,
commission.
can I say one more thing about that?
Sure.
I have broken it down before where when we do one average order, we make what an average person makes in 4 hours of minimum wage.
Yep.
So when there's people that literally are like, oh, I think I'll just go run up to, I always say Hallmark because I'm older, right? Run up to Hallmark, you know, and we're,
Local grocery store, down
yeah,
the street
or just
to a
imagine. I mean, that's not even talking about time to get there and gas money and everything. And this is just like taking an order a day
and
for
not
four
choosing
hours.
you're I was gonna say, you're not able to choose
Nothing.
when you work, you're not able to
No.
make it flexible. I mean, part-time jobs can be flexible for some people, but not as
Yeah.
flexible as direct
Or
sales.
if you don't show up, if you decide not to take an order that day, you don't get fired.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder that's hysterical, it's true, but sometimes I do wonder how different it would be if I worked at a corporation and I was doing this because, that's how I started in direct sales. You had a lot more people you could chit chat with during the day, about
Yes.
what you do, so that's an advantage, I think,
Oh
when
my
you have
gosh,
a
is it
full-time job.
ever? Yeah, when people go, oh, I already have a job, I always say, well, good.
Good.
I
Well,
go, because I would not have been brave enough to totally quit the job that I had to do direct sales. But eventually,
right.
and not even really that long later, I could. But I wanted to make sure, you know. So I love that we can work this around our lives that we currently have. So
I think
it's
the
risk
best
free.
part of it it is risk-free. I agree with you. I didn't mean to cut you off there. But I think
No,
the best part of it is the fact that it's inclusive to everyone. Like,
yeah,
it's literally in direct sales is inclusive to everyone, and jewelry is inclusive to everyone. It is the only fashion product in the fashion world that you don't have to be a certain size, a certain age, a certain demographic to wear.
certain gender.
And and that's amazing when you think
Yeah,
about it,
yeah.
because when trendy looks come out, not all women and men can wear them. They don't make them in those sizes, they don't make them in the do you know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about a size with jewelry. So, okay, we've really gone off the rails, but okay. So, but I love talking about this. I think and mo new things come into my mind every week.
Every
That's
week.
because I just love how you explain this. The final question is, why should I join this now? Like, what's my incentive? What am I doing here? Why should I join this now?
We do have an amazing kit offer going on, you guys. It's like a almost like a signing bonus that's going on right between now and the end of business on Wednesday,
Right.
and it's an extra $200 in jewelry. So
Mhm.
in the past, we've done $500 worth of jewelry for $129. Right now, it's $700 worth of jewelry for $129. Now, hear me out on this, you guys, because the $129. A lot of people, the minute that they hear there's any cost, they're like, I'm out, you know. And first of all, you open any business for $129? I don't think so. But
Never. Mhm.
you can put it on a credit card. Obviously, that's what most people do. and it's a deduction immediately because it's a write off for your taxes because now you're running a business. Okay. And that's one of the biggest, most awesome ways to become rich in America is to open your own business for the tax write offs. But also, we recommend that you have what we call a promotional party. We
Right.
recommend it strongly. A lot of people even have two. But it's like, okay, we want to get the word out that you're the jewelry person now. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by doing our thing, which we do really, really well, but for you. Okay. So you invite your friends, you invite your family to this party. Whoever invited you to this call tonight is going to do their thing. But guess what? You're going to get the paycheck. Not only are you going to get the paycheck, you're going to get all of the growth that comes from that party, the bookings, the customers, whatever, but you're also going to get you're going to get paid before that credit card bill is even due. And it's going to be more than $129. So it really is a no risk free startup,
Hmm.
even though, we do ask for that before we send the jewelry out. And
Right.
truly, if you're weighing things, like if there was a risk management person here, who's taking the risk here, Janine?
Us.
Park Lane,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, what happened? Fireworks. Park
I don't
Lane is
know.
Park Lane is taking the risk. You know, if all these people just went and got $700 worth of jewelry for 129 bucks, they would go out of business. They're
Absolutely.
taking a risk that
Yep.
we're going to like it, that some of us are going to do it, that it's going to be, a wonderful, life-changing thing for people. So it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity, and you do want to jump on it. And also because we have what 2 minutes left, I just want to say that, from my heart, as someone who's been in this business for over 25 years, but also had other experiences. I was in steel sales, I was a
You were
teacher, I've
sales.
had 4 children, I'm a widow, I've had life experiences, okay? One of the number one success principles is to just lean in. Everything that we want is on the other side of fear, and uh, if you really look at why you're not doing this, it's some kind of fear.
Right.
And we're here to save you, to help you, to train you. Come on, it's jewelry. Where do earrings go? On your ears. So this is like really stuff that we can all do. So it is a success principle to lean in while you have this little feeling in your stomach right now and you're excited. Let the person know who invited you that you're going to do it. They'll be so thrilled. You'll be so thrilled. You'll have a party, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Worst
Book the
case
party.
scenario, you get
Yeah.
$700 worth of jewelry and you make some money.
Great.
So don't
Book the
overthink it.
party.
Yeah.
Book the party. You want to know why? You can either be the host or you can be the host, get all the jewelry, and get a paycheck. Book the party.
Yeah.
Either way, you're gonna be better off. That's how I look at
Absolutely.
it. Either way, you're gonna be
Everybody
better off.
leaves with more than they came with. If they leave, they leave with more than they came with, and they never say anything bad about Park Lane.
I
So
have to
it's
be honest. I agree with you 100%. And every single Monday, I learn something new. So so excited that I'm able to do this with you every week. I really look forward to Monday evenings. But I have put, ladies and gentlemen, in the description, I went ahead and threw in the Google form. It's also at the top. So just listen to me one moment because I get this question after these all the time. It's also at the top in the featured section of both the Grace and Grit Studio page and the Grace and Grit Studio group. But I have now dropped it in the comments too. So
yes.
all you need to do is click on that form, fill it out. And if you win, if you are chosen as our winner, you get a piece of jewelry curated to your taste. So be honest, and fill it out to the best of your ability. And Mary Grace usually gives you about a 24-hour window to do
I
that.
also usually
So
give you more than one piece,
yeah,
just
she
so
always
you know.
does. Yeah,
Yeah, I
because she's
curate
very
it to
generous.
what you guys like, and I usually give you 2 or 3 pieces. So
The
there you go.
generosity is huge from the company and from this organization. So, Mary Grace, again, I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to
Love
these
it.
folks tonight. If you caught this live, let us know. If you caught it on the replay, please comment. Let us know you were here. And we are here every single Monday night in the Grace and Grit Studio page on Facebook, as well as the Grace and Grit Studio group and on YouTube. So, Mary Grace, thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys. Thanks for
I really
sharing a part
appreciate
of your
it.
evening with us. Bye, everybody.
Have a good night, guys. Bye bye.